What is up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here. We are back in the world of Runescape, continuing on with my Ironman playthrough, and you're going to see a lot of shit on your screen right now. I'm trying to figure some things out. Rune metrics is a new thing, a new controversial thing that has just come out in the world of Runescape. I don't know what to say just came out, but came out fairly recently. And basically it allows you to kind of track pretty much anything and everything that you do with your character. And this is kind of controversial right now because it costs money. There is a basic ghetto free version, which does practically nothing but, make you want the non-free version. And, if you don't have $5.99 a month, it's going to piss you off that you can't do it. So I can completely understand that. I had $5 on a gift card. So I figured, what the hell? We'll go ahead and pick it up, take a look at it, see what I think, and I'm kind of playing around with it. One of the things I don't really understand at the moment is you'll notice over there on the right, the graph is tracking my wealth, okay? And I don't really understand what that means because it says at the top, you can see it says 513, and in the bottom it says negative 840. Now, if you look over here, you can see that I have 12K change so far. What that basically means is since I started tracking itself, or since it started doing whatever it's doing, that I've made 12K difference, or I've increased my wealth or my money or whatever you want to call it by 12,000. You can see that 1.2K has been in drops, and the rest has basically been me coming over here and picking flax, turning it into bowstring, and then selling the bowstring to the general merchant here in Burthorpe, or however the hell you pronounce it. Now, I would love to be able to craft these into bows and make more money, but for whatever reason, a plain old bowstring sells for 6 more GP per pop than it does if I turn it into a bow, which doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe the guy wants to, make his own thing, I guess. I really don't understand it, but hey, that's his choice. He is the merchant. He can kind of make his own decisions. Now you're going to notice here, we're now crafting stuff, and we've taken all of the little bitty dinks that we just got, and now we're increasing. We're increasing our gold or our wealth somehow by turning our bowstrings turning our flax into bowstrings. And thankfully, we're making a little decent amount of EXP. It's got these nice little cool trackers over here. Unfortunately, you can only track 3 things at once. You can't track as many as you'd like, which I guess is okay considering, you're not really going to be tracking too many skills at one point in time. But it is still kind of annoying that you can only do 3. But my point is, right here, you're going to notice all of these little sliders are going up, and you're like, okay, I'm making money. And it seems like the program counts what's in your inventory and its value. And that seems to be the way it works, which makes sense. Also, I apologize if the sound's off. My laptop is kind of a poo-poo face. And by kind of a poo-poo face, I mean it's really freaking loud. So I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. It's something I'm going to have to deal with. Anyways, we come back over here to the shopkeeper. We click on the bowstrings. We click sell and watch. Boom. We just dropped 840. So I'm assuming that means it's tracking the wealth in your backpack, not necessarily your actual physical wealth. Now you're going to notice right here that I'm making about 20,000 gold an hour, which really isn't that much, but when you're a newbie and you don't really have any gold money making options, and when you're, an Ironman and you can't go, enjoy the grand exchange, then this is actually kind of a good deal. My goal here is basically to do this until I hit about 25 crafting. That's going to open up other recipes for me. And it's going to, more importantly, give me enough cash, hopefully, that I can go buy a crap ton of runes. And we're going to be able to grind our magic skill out until we hit about 55. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that in one. Well, let me rephrase. I know I'm not going to be able to do that in one sitting. That's going to be something that's going to take a little while. Now, you may be asking why, for those of you guys who are new to RuneScape, you may be asking, well, why are you trying to get to 55 magic? Well, as an Ironman character, which should be obvious to most of you who are familiar with RuneScape, but for those of you who are not, Ironman, you cannot actually sell to other players. You cannot buy from other players. And this therefore restricts you to only being able to use money from basically merchants, which is kind of what I'm stuck doing. Kind of unfortunate. Let me fix one thing with my graphics. One sec. There we go. Sorry. Had to fix my graphics. For some reason, we were dropping into the 20s. I've changed it to medium, or no, I'm sorry, high, which seems to have increased the graphic quality. So anyways, you can't sell to other people. That means you can't use the Grand Exchange. You can't sell your ill-gotten gains to any other person, which drastically limits your ability to make that dollar. So because of this, I got to find ways inside the game to make money. And from what I can tell, at least initially, RuneScape wasn't really designed that way. It's just like many other MMOs. It's a massively multiplayer online game, and the goal with MMOs is for you to interact with other people. But obviously, Iron Man needs to have some source, and it seems like the main source for that is a spell right here called Low Level Alchemy, and then, where is it? Where's the other one? High Level Alchemy. Now, basically what these two spells do is they, from what I understand, allow you to turn items into their gold value. Now, the reason that's cool and important, et cetera, is, like I said, we can't trade with anybody else, and the merchants seem to only offer you 50% value. So right now, when I sell my little strings, I go over there and I make 840 a pop, well, 840 per inventory, which, while not being bad, is not exactly amazing. It's not top tier, Whereas if I used high-level alchemy, I would get, I believe, if my research is correct, and I'm a newbie, and I'm reading forums and wikis, and some of that data is outdated, it does look like I will be making double that. So if something sells for 500 to a merchant, it will sell for 1,000 to high-level alchemy. But the problem is it's a level 55 spell. So that means I got to get to level 55 before it's worth its weight in gold, so to speak. Not only that, but it will also have a cost to cast, I do believe, which means you're not going to be selling, every small little thing. You're going to want to min-max as best as you can so that you're actually making more money based on the amount that you input. So this is going to take a little bit because, getting to 55 magic is not going to be an easy task. I wouldn't say it's a hard task. Currently, we are at 17 magic. So that's almost 35 levels. What is that? 33 levels that we've got to get, which is going to be kind of a beatdown. So what we're probably going to end up doing is kind of mixing this with other things. So our goal at this point is going to be to acquire possibly a large amount of items that we can then DE. That's what I'm going to call it, is DEing, but I think a lot of people in the RuneScape community call it alking. We want a large amount of items that we can DE so that we can do that. Now, I've been scrounging around the internet, and I found a few different places where I think we can culminate some of these items. But like I said, it is going to require, before we can do it, us having this skill. So what we're going to have to do is basically go to those places and play there for free, so to speak, and then we'll just basically do the trick without being able to do the trick, and then once we actually get level 55 alchemy, we'll be able to DE or alch all of those items, and we'll have one hell of a payday. Now, as you guys can see, we've done this about, I don't know, what would you call it, 10, 15 times. Out of that 10, 15 times, go away. We're pulling about 18, 19K an hour. Some of that, I'm definitely not being the most efficient. So I'm going to say you can probably make 20K an hour here. Like I said, that's not great money, but that's not bad money for a brand newbie. There may be better ways to do it. But this one requires absolutely no risk. It is going to give you that hard to get crafting EXP. And if you want to take the time, you can actually turn them into bows, and then you can make bow or fletching EXP as well. Although I must warn you, at least at the moment, if I were to do that, I actually lose out on cash because the bows are not worth, they're worth about 30% less. Well, I don't know if 30% is accurate. Maybe a little bit less. Basically, they sell for 24 gold, whereas the other ones sell for 30. So it's 30 versus 24. That's minus 6. What is 6 out of 30? I'll let you guys at home do the math because I'm a Texan and me and math don't get along very well. Not because I'm a Texan, but just because I didn't give a shit about math in school. Anyways, folks, I'm going to keep doing this for a little while. We will switch over, get some runes, and then we're going to head to our spot, and I'm going to show you guys what we're going to be doing from there. All right, so now that we have hit 25 crafting, we are going to start moving to a new area. We are here in Lumbridge, going to the, what do you call it, the cemetery, and you go down two flights of stairs, and then we're going to head over here to the corpse spiders. Now, I am using an air staff. I don't even know how to I think it's right here. Yeah, there we go. Staff of Air. I bought this in Varrock, I believe, a while back. I forget how much it actually cost me. What it allows me to do is cast air spells with no runes. So as long as I have this staff equipped, then I can cast this spell basically free of charge. And I'm still new to the game, so I don't quite understand RuneScape 3's variation versus RuneScape or old school RuneScape. Kind of doesn't really make sense to me, because old school RuneScape, you only have spells, whereas new school RuneScape, or RuneScape 3, whatever you want to call it, has the spells and the combat arts. So it's a little different. I'm still learning how that all works. I don't know how, because I don't believe you can just fight with the combat arts. I'm assuming that the spells still have, at least some basis. So they obviously can't just be, I guess, spells like what we're casting here. But my goal kind of at this point is just to basically grind up magic and make some cash. Now, this place, I can sell the things we're fixing to make by default, or I can store them up. So if I store them up, eventually I will get to the point where I can alchemy them. The question is it going to be worth going through and saving that, so to speak? So let's look first at what we're going to actually be making here. So do we kill everything? I think so. So we come over here, we loot. Oh wow, they actually dropped thread. That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. So you can see the high alch value right here is 418. We want all the spider silk. So that's the big thing. I guess I'll take that short bow, bronze mace. What's the value on that? Can I even tell the value of that? We are taking the runes. Mask parts, I don't really know what those are useful for. So I'm going to leave probably everything else here. I don't know if this bow's even worth anything. I'm assuming it's worth something. Okay, we're full. Let's go ahead and sacrifice all these real quick. But what we're here for is the spider silk. The spider silk is worth its weight in gold. I think I am going to go ahead and drop this bow for now. I will keep the runes, though. There we go. As you can see, these things drop quite a bit of spider silk. So I went and got thread from let me show you real quick for those of you guys who may need it. You can find pretty much anything you ever need in RuneScape just by Googling it. But, shit. I don't know how to get out to the main thing. It's in Varrock. Let's see, RuneScape service. There we go. And Varrock right here. Right here. So you TP in here, walk up right here. It's pretty cheap. I think I bought 200 for 8 roughly gold. Or I'm sorry, 800 gold. Anyways, click this. Pulls this up. We want to make spider silk robes or tops, however you want to call it. Click craft, and it takes 3 per. And you can see we're making some decent little crafting EXP here. I think I have the wrong thing selected in my rune metrics. Yes, we do. This is construction. This is crafting. So for skeleton, we'll switch that to there. Click yes. Okay, so you can see here with the rune metrics, and again, I know a lot of you guys may not be a big fan of rune metrics for obvious reasons. Like I said, I'm not saying that I'm a fan of rune metrics or that I'm promoting rune metrics in any way, just saying that I personally like it. Your mileage may vary. But anyways, you can see here, basically in 5 minutes, I'm going to go from 17 to 18 magic, which is decent, I guess I should say. It's not amazing, but every 5 minutes or so, leveling up is going to be pretty good. And each of these robes right now sells for, I think it's 600 gold. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill up my inventory down here with silk blouses. Pretty silk blouses, farming all these critters, and then I'm going to show you guys what we're making money per hour with. All right, so I've pretty much decided that I don't need any food for doing this dungeon. It's pretty easy. It's designed to be pretty low level. Here we are basically in town. You can see each of these sells for 600 a piece. We click max, boom, there's 6K. Now, this is a pretty quick run. It's not bad at all. I think that probably took me 5 minutes maybe. Now, looking at my metrics, we'll wait that pull up. It looks like we're making about 30,000 gold an hour. That's not accurate yet because I haven't completely focused on this. That's just me running back and forth right now and doing things. So I'm going to do this straight up for an hour as effective as I can do it. And then we're going to see where we end up gold per hour. I'm going to think it's probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of like 300K, maybe a little bit less. We are making about a magic level every 10 minutes. Again, not very indicative because there have been a lot of downtime and a lot of breaks, mainly for me trying to figure out, where to go, what to do, and going and selling a few times, doing a few other things. So we will do an hour of this, give or take, and we'll see how much we can make here. Keep in mind, I'm not saying this is the best place to make EXP, or not EXP, but best place to make money, but it is a place to make money, and it's a good place for you easily make magic skills going up, an easy place to raise crafting EXP and others. So anyways, starting the timer now. Let's see, what time is it? Well, it says 3 o'clock here. That ain't the time, but it says 3. We'll wait till 4. All right, that's pretty close to an hour. Not 100% there, but pretty close. I'm at 78K. Let me go drop this stuff off real quick at the bank, and then we'll turn it in. Now, I'd have a lot more longevity and a lot faster time if I was able to DE this stuff without having to keep coming back here. It takes about, I'd say 2, maybe 3 minutes for me to cycle through this, give or take. It's not 100% accurate, but roughly. And that, I've done it 4 times. That takes about 12 minutes off of my time. Yeah, give or take. Let's go ahead and do a trade. And let's see. Sell items. Boom. Max. Done. So that's another 12K. That puts us right at 90,000. I think we were at around 25,000. Let me double check. I'm going to pull the video real quick and we'll discuss. All right, so after looking at the video, it looks like I was at roughly 33,000 beforehand. Now we're at 90,000, which puts us at about 57,000 profit. Now, keep in mind, this place would double in effectiveness, I believe, if I had access to... where is it? If I had access to high-level alchemy. Now, I've only got access currently to low-level alchemy, and I don't have access to nature runes. I'm going to have to figure out where I can get those, and then we can do a test, and we can see roughly what we'll get with low-level alchemy. If it's equal to what we would get here in the hut, then it's worth it. If it's not, then... well, not. The other issue is I have to look into the cost of runes per, but at the point we're getting fire runes down in the dungeon, and a fairly decent amount of them. I don't know if it's enough to really justify the use. Let's see, we pulled 50 out of it that time. It's going to need 3 per, so 3 per, that at 50 uses, that's what, a little less than 20 uses. Give or take about 16, 30, 48. So about 16 uses. So definitely going to be running out of fire runes before I could clear everything. But it would give me a little bit more longevity down there. If I bought some runes before we went down, that would probably, add up in my favor. So about 57,000. Give or take an hour, which definitely is not great. Like I said, that is including me coming back to town, but still, we're getting up there, making some pretty decent profits. Now, let's look at our skills. So we were making decently, we're making about, well, this is obviously dropping like a rock now, but we were making about 700-800 an hour. It looked like now it's dropping really fast. So it's kind of hard to judge now. And this is sadly completely off. I'm going to have to figure out if there's a way to fix this, but it seems like the number is based on what's in your inventory. And when I sell things, that takes me to a massive negative, which basically counteracts the entire point, which makes that aspect of rune metrics, at least for me, pretty much garbage, which kind of sucks. So, but we did make, I think we made a couple levels. We came down here at, I think, 17 magic. So, yeah. So it did pretty good. That's, I wish I could tell how many levels I've got. There's probably a way to do it. Yeah, I've still got to learn how to use this program because it is a little tough for me to figure it all out at the moment. I'm still figuring it, but it does look like we've gained a fairly substantial amount of skill when it comes to magic. So we got to get to 55 so that we can use the next spell. But I think we're making some progress. Made 90K pretty much today. I started today off at 10,000, so I guess we made 80K, give or take. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the series in the comments section down below. Are you guys liking it, not liking it? Let me know. As always, if you did like it, please slap that like button. Maybe share it with a friend. Let them know about the series and the channel. It would greatly appreciate it and definitely help me out big time. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.